mixing of the ingredients together to make a successful debate, but this is the templates that we would use for that. And we'll also, when we come to class, if we could make sure we were bringing this to class, that would be great. Okay? So at this point, I would like to go ahead and turn the floor over to Mr. Ken and have him give himself an induction.
Hello, learners. Yeah, thank you, Mr. J. So guys, I was asked to come in here today to sort of introduce myself to you guys and sort of give you a little bit of my background, and also, and not the whole. I have a little activity here for you guys as well, so simply because I do like talking about myself because I do have a background as an actor. At the same time, after a while, it's like, is this class about speech and debate and public speaking, or is it about Mr. Ken? I mean, I don't want to, it's kind of like my ego's not that out of control. So, well, see, I give you a bit of background. I'm originally from Florida. Anybody ever been to Florida before? No? It's okay. Okay, then that's good, because then I can trash the state all I want. It's very hot, and a lot of retired folks, that kind of stuff. So that's where I grew up. And I have a lot of different backgrounds of things that I've done in the past. I'm currently a college professor. I teach online mostly, and I deal mainly with writing. So how many of you guys here write essays on a regular basis for class, etc.? Yeah. And what kind of stuff are you writing normally?
Stuff I don't like.
Stuff you don't like? Well, like what? Is it the subject matter, or is it?
Oh, the subject I don't like, but it's always argumentative.
Okay, and why do you think that's something that you don't care for?
Oh, I like that. I just don't like the topics.
The topics. Okay, gotcha. Well, here's the thing. It's interesting you bring up. What's your name? Jonathan. It's interesting you bring up a point about this, because when it comes to writing, when it comes to doing a public presentation and things and such, you got to keep one thing in mind. It's for your audience. Like today, when I was preparing what I was going to talk to you about, and actually I have a little outline here that I'm using, just kind of jumping ahead with what I was going to talk about. But keep in mind one thing, is when you present something in a public space, or to your class, or in a paper, it's about your audience. It's about the people that you are there to focus and share information with, or debate with, etc. It's not about you. And that's something that, I think that's something that will help you, whether the subject matter is something that really interests you or not, etc. Remember that you're writing for an audience. You're writing, or you're presenting or speaking to someone, to try and, the argumentative part of it, what's an element in essays and such, what's the term used to, when you have an argument, when you're having a focused argument, what is that called? A thesis, very good. And what does a good thesis do?
It tells you the purpose of the paper and your sense.
The purpose of the paper, yes, so that's part of it. What else does a thesis do? No wrong answers here. You in the corner there, what's your name? Lucas. Oh, cool name. Lucas, what is the purpose of a thesis? Do you know exactly what a thesis is? Okay. Give your definition again, if you wouldn't mind.
The purpose of a paper, it gives you a purpose for paper and your stance.
Stance, okay, good point. But also, so what would be your definition? I mean, it has to be different from hers.
Can you repeat it again?
Yeah, repeat it again, if you wouldn't mind.
Thesis gives you the purpose of the paper and your stance.
Okay. So what would be your definition, and make it a little different than hers?
It gives you the interest of the paper, so you want to know.
That's part of it too. No, very good, Lucas. So all this is boiling into, it can be very easily boiled down to one major point when it comes to a thesis. It answers one major question. And this is going to sound very blunt. I don't mean it that way or even to be disrespectful. It answers one major question. So what? Who cares, right? If you cannot focus your reader or your audience interest in there, they're not going to care. So that is your main interest with public speaking, with writing a paper, all of those things. It's about your audience. So your instinct is okay when you say, it doesn't interest me. but it's not about you. So keep that in mind. And so you're there to change their mind, essentially. Answer the question, so what? Okay, so very good, guys. You're already on your way. So keep that in mind. We spend a lot of time these days, and me included. I mean, I'm on social media, and people really just are so into themselves that we've kind of lost a sense of, okay, what can we do for others as opposed to being in our own heads. Does that make sense? Yeah. So very good, guys. So as somebody who you're public speaking, you're writing a paper, whatever it is you happen to be doing, what do you have to convey when you public speak, when you write a paper, etc.? What do you have to project? Even if you don't feel this way, what do you have to project?
A stance.
A stance? Okay, yeah. No, but now we're going from talking about making the best thing for the audience, but what do you have to create the persona of yourself? Confidence? Yes, that's part of it. What's your name, sir? Barry. With an E or an A? With an A. Okay, Barry. So when you go to see someone speak, or let's say, what do you watch things on YouTube regularly and such? What kind of things do you like to watch? Okay, so I'm a big game nerd too, actually. I had a buddy of mine just came in for E3, actually, and so he was. I didn't get to go, but I picked him up from the bar, so he's telling me all these cool things about video games, whatever. But this is a good example. He went around and talked to video game developers and picked their brains about what they're doing, how they do it, because he's actually looking to make some games himself. So let's say, are you interested in programming and making your own games necessarily, or you're just a fan? Okay, gotcha. But if you were a programmer, who would you seek out in that circumstance? What would you define that person as? The coding guy, but that coding guy, if he really knows what he's talking about, that makes him a what? Well, you're on the right track. Oh, I heard somebody over here. An expert. Thank you. Your name? Sissy. Very good, Sissy. So the thing is whenever you public speak, whenever you write a paper, any of those things, you are an expert. So everybody say this to me, repeat after me. I am an expert.
I am an expert.
Okay, louder, more confident. I'm an expert.
I'm an expert.
Yeah, more confidence. Come on, you are an expert. See, the thing is when it comes to your public speaking, your paper, whatever it happens to be, you're the voice of you're the expert. You are the person who's conveying the information. So part of all of this is, even if you don't feel it, and God knows that I don't all the time, is that you take that stance, you build that front. If it happens, if you happen to have a real serious, and you'll develop confidence in whatever field of study, whatever work field you eventually, through your education, your experience, all of those things, you will become an expert. I am an expert on a number of different things, and I consider myself an authority on certain subjects. So when it comes to you guys, think about what you're passionate about. Think about what you... how many of you guys explain to your parents something, they just don't understand something that you guys are into, or what's going on in the world? And I see a lot of heads nodding here. That like, Mom, Dad, you just don't understand. And I just turned 47, so I'm kind of stuck in my ways. And I need folks like you to jolt me a little bit and go, come on, Ken, don't be so stuck in your ways. I'm certainly, you guys, I'm sure, can teach me quite a few things. So you guys are experts in things that interest you. You have things to teach me at 47. So whatever happens to be, you are an expert. So actually, we're just going to jump ahead a little bit. So I have a little worksheet here for you guys. Everybody got a pen, pencil, something to write?